Hello, hello. I'm Juliana Hever, the plant-based dietitian, and this is the What Would Juliana Do Q&A. Today, I wanted to share 5 habits of naturally lean people. I do not have an off switch. In fact, I love to eat. I have dedicated my entire career to talking about food, studying food, creating food, and discussing it everywhere I possibly can. So I obviously love food, but I've always been mesmerized by the people around me that happen to just be naturally lean and not think so much about food in the way that I do. Now, obviously, I'm not alone because there's 74% of the US population is overweight and obese. In fact, it's rare for people to be in this category. They're kind of this very unique group of people that just really don't think that much about food. They really eat to live rather than live to eat. I happen to have some people close in my life that are like this, including my best friend and my ex-husband, and I've studied them for decades and I've learned a lot and I've applied a lot. And I realized that this may not be natural for me to think and act this way. However, I can take these habits and apply them and make it work in this context. And it has been extremely helpful for me. It's been extremely helpful for my clients. And so I wanted to share it with you as well. So here are the 5 things I've gleaned from these people in my life and from obviously all the research I've done. And I've worked with hundreds of people with weight loss and weight management and eating healthy and all of that. So this is an aggregation of so many things that I've learned in 5 simple points. Okay, the first one is that they stay small. They think small. So the bites of food are small. They order size small. They just are just eating a little bit, enough. It's about getting enough, tasting it. Really just about like, instead of having how much food can you get in a bowl. Sometimes I know many of you have seen me talk about how your salad doesn't count if it's not bigger than your head, that kind of thing. So that's a different mentality. It's more of, I'll take the size small, not the full size. Like I've noticed that a lot. So just having less food, smaller plates help, smaller forks help. The research shows smaller cups, all of that helps too, just psychologically feeling like you're eating enough. So there's a lot of, this is all psychosocial, let me just tell you. The second thing is that they seem to slow down. So instead of, shoveling food, eating really fast, getting to the end of the plate or end of the bag or whatever it is, they seem to, I've noticed with everyone around me that does this, they take a bite and they put it down. They take a bite and they put their fork or spoon down. They chew, they take their time, they think about it. They're just a much slower process. Then they have time to digest and go, you know what, I'm actually full. I think I could stop now. It sounds really funny, but it's something that a lot of us don't do. We get really caught up in mindless eating. At least I know I do, and I know a lot of the clients that I work with have the same thing. So taking a breath, slowing down, and enjoying the meal. It's a win-win-win combination if you really think about it. The third thing, I give full credit to my ex-husband. He always said this, and I always cracked up because it's so true, and I always forget it. So I'm going to say it here to remind myself and to remind you what he says. And his philosophy is, you taste with your mouth, not your stomach. Meaning, once you swallow it, it's gone. You don't get to enjoy it anymore. And then it has to go through the whole digestion absorption loop. So the best part of eating, especially for someone like me who loves food, is that moment when it's in your mouth. So I watch him eat. I love to watch him eat. He has a bite and he tastes it and he really enjoys it. My best friend too, she does the same thing. And they're really enjoying the flavors and the textures and all of that. And it all comes down to mindful eating. That is why my focus for weight loss, my focus for helping people transition their diet is all surrounded on being mindful and present and conscientious about all of these food decisions. The fourth thing is they seem to naturally rein it in. They're like, ooh, I ate a lot yesterday. And they're not thinking this consciously. It's something that I said, it's just a natural inherent thing that I've noticed in a lot of people, is that they're just like, oh, I ate a lot yesterday, so I don't need to eat so much today. Or, oh, my clothes are fitting a little tight, I'm just gonna write it in for a couple of days. Again, I don't think it's conscious for most people. I think this is something that's more subconscious. But so they just rein it in and keep it on track. So, we're gonna have some variations in our weight and how much we've eaten and when we're eating more than some days, depending on all sorts of things, right? What we're doing and how we're feeling, our exercise levels, all of those things come into play. So knowing when to rein it in is a really important strategy that I try to implement because obviously it helps for a lot of different reasons. And the last strategy, the last habit that I've noticed with all of the people in my life that are naturally lean and people that I've studied and the research that I've read about is that there's really this more focus on eating to live rather than living to eat. Honestly, I'm in the category of I kind of live to eat. I love everything about food and eating, as I said. So, I don't know if I could change that. I don't think I could change that. I think I'm always gonna live to eat, love to eat. But I can kind of think of it more, forensically and analytically and think, okay, I really need to eat for nourishment. Fortunately, I love to eat healthy food, so that helps too. And so optimizing your diet so you're eating a really healthy diet is helpful. But, it is important to think about the context and to enjoy everything around you. I've been trying really hard that when I'm in social environments, because everything about food is social, right? So when I'm in social environments, I'm trying to enjoy the environment. I'm trying to enjoy the people I'm with, the communication that's happening, the discussions, the atmosphere, if there's music, the lighting, just everything else. If I'm at a celebration, I know those aren't happening very much these days because we're all, on lockdown. But when there are gatherings or anything in the past or whatever, I always try to really take in the experience and not have it centered on the food. The food is part of the experience, but it is not the focus of attention. We need to enjoy all of it, enjoy everyone around you, enjoy life around you, and food is just one part of it. I hope that helps, and I hope that resonates for some of you. It's helped me so much, so I just wanted to share that. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful comments and questions. Keep them coming in the comment section below via direct message or my website, where you could find more about my weight loss support group and my nutrition services, plantbaseddietitian.com. You can tune into my new podcast, the Choose You Now podcast, on iTunes or anywhere you love to listen to podcasts. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.